Welcome to Breathing for Balance. I'm Jeanette Seeley, a yoga therapist, Thai massage therapist, and longtime practitioner of yoga. And I'm so excited to share this incredible art today, the art of breathing. And, we really spend our entire lives from the moment that we're born until the moment that we die, we take our last breath, breathing 20,000 breaths per day. I wonder how often we are actually breathing mindfully, consciously, and intentionally. And not only that, I wonder how often we are breathing functionally. So, a lot of the introduction to this work is going to be around functional breathing. And I just want to invite you to assess where you are in this very moment. So, find a comfortable place, sit up nice and tall. Draw your shoulders over your hips and draw your ears back slightly over your shoulders, lengthening your spine. You could be seated on a chair or on the floor. Your eyes can be open or closed. And just notice your natural breath. See if you can find some words to describe the qualities of the breath. No judgment, just a description. Nothing is good or bad. Is it long, deep into the lungs, or shallow in the upper part of the lungs? Do you feel it in the front of your body, the sides of your body, the back of your body? Are you holding tension in your neck, your shoulders, your jaw, your tongue, your pelvic floor? And as we cultivate this body awareness, I'll invite you to find an anchor of attention. So look around your environment, just orient yourself to your surroundings, and allow your eyes to focus in on something pleasing or neutral. Perhaps your favorite plant or picture, maybe a glass of water. Just noticing an anchor for your attention that is outside of your body. And you can come back to this external anchor at any point through any of these practices to ground, to center. If for some reason a breath is anxiety provoking or feels a little bit unsafe, or there's a sense of discomfort or unease in the body that you just need to come back to your window of tolerance and find something that feels nourishing and comfortable. And with that external anchor of attention and your breath as the internal anchor of attention, notice this place in your body called the zone of apposition. So take your hands to your lower ribs and just take some deep breaths here. Notice how the ribs inflate on the inhalation and deflate on the exhalation. Just your natural breath, no need to change or control it. Notice if you're breathing through your nose. The invitation is to always breathe through your nose. If you have a stuffy nose, we'll talk about ways to clear that. But just take a moment and go ahead and give yourself the gift of clearing through blowing or another way that works for you. I definitely feel that this time of year. And just breathing in and out through the nose, noticing the inhalation expanding, the exhalation contracting. The pulsation of prana. And sense your posture. Are your shoulders directly over your hips? Or do you have a little bit of a tilt to your tailbone, an anterior pelvic tilt as if you're sticking your bum out, or a posterior pelvic tilt as if you're slouching? And just try to come very upright, neutral, easeful. so that the diaphragm can achieve full excursion, can descend all the way down, and can all the way up. So this zone of apposition describes the point between the lower ribs, where the diaphragm attaches at the inside of the ribs, to the place by the xiphoid process where the diaphragm domes upward on the exhalation. And if we're tilting our tailbone back, this is compromised and the diaphragm cannot get its full range of motion. The same thing if we are in a posterior pelvic tilt and we're slouching, the diaphragm cannot fully descend and raise. So we're going to look for that very neutral place where the shoulders are over the hips and the diaphragm is able to move fully down into the pelvis and back up underneath of the heart. And if you imagine on the inhalation, how your lungs are opening and expanding and receiving air, and on the exhalation, how they're coming back together and the diaphragm is coming upwards, doming like a jellyfish, and together they give your heart a little bit of a hug. We'll just take about 5 more breaths, sensing this motion. Noticing what you notice and noticing what you don't notice. So beautiful one. I hope that you enjoyed this introduction to the breath, and I'll be looking forward to sharing more with you as we move through this journey together, breathing for balance. Hariom.